Hello and good afternoon to everyone listening. My name is Gurpreet and welcome to the Connection Challenge brought to you by Student Volunteer Connections in collaboration with CFRU radio station. In these unprecedented times, we're all facing unique challenges, but one that's universal is the challenge of staying connected with each other and with our communities. My peer team at SVC is taking this time to share stories about the different ways the Connection Challenge is affecting members of our community, from our friends to local volunteers to different community organizations and nonprofits, to highlight their resilience and creativity in dealing with these challenges. We hope that through listening, you can appreciate the value of connection and feel inspired to explore different opportunities to connect with others and communities around you. Let's get started with today's guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. So, hi everyone. My name is Siddhi. I am in my third year of biomedical sciences with a minor in neuro. And I just wanted to mention, you had said something really interesting in the intro, how to appreciate kind of the community connections we have going. And I have to say that I am actually pretty lucky in that sense that I have been able to stay connected with my community, not just the university community, but also kind of the local community. So, looking forward to our discussion.
Awesome. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. So, City, you mentioned that you are currently trying to stay connected within the community. Are you a part of any initiatives or organizations that are on campus or online or virtual?
Yes, for sure. So I am also a peer helper in the Experiential Learning Hub. And we have weekly meetings on Wednesday. So that gives us an opportunity to kind of catch up on whatever's been happening during the week, and also an excuse just to see other people, to picture the people we're talking to, not just through a phone call, but actually visualizing them. So that's really nice. And also with being involved with clubs such as Retro Runway. That has also helped me stay connected to the student life aspect of university. It's definitely hard trying to socialize in this context, but because I have the privilege of being involved with these clubs, I'm so glad that I have been able to stay connected with them. Whether if it's through meetings or planning events and that kind of stuff.
You know what? That's really wonderful to hear that you're part of a wide variety of clubs and initiatives. And it's definitely important to try and stay, as involved as you can because it's just a great way, to a great activity to do after school or something to kind of take the stress off. Because I know virtual learning can be hard. You mentioned you're in the biomedical science program, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so how are you finding virtual learning this semester?
Yeah, that's a question that I'm sure a lot of students will have the same answer to, in that it is challenging. But I have to say, the classes I'm in right now, I have such great profs that it's not as difficult as I have heard it is with other students. So I'm glad to be in the courses I am. And it's interesting because I also work as a student outreach facilitator with student experience. And one of the most common things I hear is that students just don't know how to stay motivated, especially with all their classes being online. And in that sense, I have been pretty on top of my stuff, so I'm proud of myself for that. But in terms of how, even the answer I give to students when they ask me, how can I stay connected? And it's something even as simple as joining Facebook group chats to try to connect with classmates is, a simple but effective way to get some sort of social connection in.
You know what? That's definitely great advice. And speaking of staying motivated, are there any things that you like to do personally to stay motivated, or do you have any other tips or tricks you'd like to share?
Of course. So, um, might be a little bit of a TMI, but whenever I have a full day of classes or I know I have a lot to get done, I give myself about, like pockets of 20 to 30 minutes in between, where I watch an episode of a show that I'm currently watching. So I've started One Piece recently. And because the episodes are only 20 minutes, it's perfect because it's not too much time in between, different classes, but it's just enough so that I have the motivation again to continue studying. So if you can find a show that you like, that hopefully the episodes aren't too long, and watch them, and hopefully you can stay motivated that way.
You know what? That's absolutely great to hear because I know personally, if I start watching a television show or start a new series, I start binge watching. So it's hard to sometimes it's hard to keep track of time, but it's great that you found a series that's only like 20 minutes per episode. That's definitely a great way to track the time you spend watching
Yeah,
TV. That's awesome.
for sure. But it can be a hit or miss because if you do find a show that you end up liking too much, you
Mhm.
might end up going the route, in terms of binge watching, but just got to be careful. Self-control.
Very true. Very true. No, that's awesome. So, I know earlier you mentioned that you're part of Retro Runway. Are you working on any events right now, or are there any plans that are happening that you'd like to share?
Yes, of course. So right now we actually have a challenge, on our social media for Fashion Week. For Retro Runway, the biggest project last semester was planning, a fashion show, and unfortunately that can't happen this semester. And so we have been using our Instagram page, as a way to connect students, to the platform. So with the challenge, we have set out different themes for each day of the week, and we're asking students to submit, outfit pictures, that match with the theme. And then we will be having sort of a challenge between, the students that submitted their pictures, and the student that ends up winning gets a gift voucher to a sustainable, local business as a prize. So definitely looking forward to, all the submissions we get, and also to get inspiration for my own style.
You know what? That's a lovely activity. That's so great to hear that you're supporting local businesses in Guelph. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and your thoughts with us. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me today. Are there any final thoughts that you'd like to share?
I just want to, I guess, end off and say, because I'm sure a lot of people are facing this challenge, that, they might not have someone they feel like they can talk to about random things, but there are so many amazing resources offered, by the university, and this is probably the best time to use those resources. So I highly recommend everyone to take the time to even just search out the resources available, and then you never know if you find something that you really might have actually needed.
Definitely. Thank you. So that concludes this episode of the Connection Challenge. We hope you learned something new and feel inspired moving forward to tackle the Connection Challenge in your own way. Don't forget to follow these stories on the SBC Griff Life page or on CourseLink under the self-registration tab, and stay up to date with @EXP Guelph on Instagram. See you next time. Thank you.